Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to start off today's episode by thanking our sponsor for the episode, and it's Sansi. And Sansi reached out to me with an email, and they said, hey, you like LEDs, you like modern technology, you're building this boat and bringing it up a few centuries, so would you like a light sent out? And I said, yeah, how bright can you make it? And they said, pretty freaking bright. So they sent me out a light. But not only sent me this one light, they sent me two lights. It's a catamaran after all, there has to be two of everything. So YouTube is like super into unboxing, so let's do a quick unboxing. I don't know what people are looking for in an unboxing video, but I'm assuming it's not unboxing the same thing twice. So I'll put that aside and we'll unbox this guy. Open her up. And we have that's a light bulb. That's funny because they don't make light bulbs like that. They make light bulbs like this. This one is a 350 watt equivalent floodlight. It's ceramically cooled. It only burns 50 watts. It has a 120 degree beam angle and a 5700 Kelvin color temperature. So, floodlight. Look at this thing. Holy. Now the thing about floodlights and my particular application is I kind of wanted floodlights that run on 110 AC. And the reason for that is it's kind of hard to transport 12 volt DC large distances. You need heavier gauge the larger and further you go. Even though this is only burning 50 watts, that would still be a significant gauge by the time I got to the top of my mast. So I figured, let's make it 110. They make these 110 ones, and that way I can put one on the top of each mast and they can just blast light down on the entire boat. So I mean, look at this. There's circular LEDs, a ceramic cooling system underneath, and a nice big aerated grill section. Now this is all waterproof, which is nice, all sealed up. So even though this part here is exposed, that's mainly just for cooling. All the wiring is inside and insulated. Really cool. Let's see how bright it is. Oh, wow, that's bright. All right. It's daylight in here right now, and this thing is, the camera auto balances so it doesn't show just how bright. I can't look at it. Okay, so like a little sun. I didn't think 350 watts equivalent was really that bright, but I guess it is. Whew. And there's two of them, so bright. All right, so I think I'm gonna install one of these temporarily right out the bow of the boat, and then I want to keep the other one on an extension cord to do some tests tonight. So we'll get back to these lights later on. But for now, I gotta go do some work on the Sea Lark. I think it's time to sand that thing, get it ready for some paint. Alright, it's starting to dawn on me that going a little crazy on this boat refit thing. But I'm having fun, so whatever. And you know what? It's going to be a fun boat this summer. There's been this persistent leak out of the cockpit, this section right here. Inside the boat, the support is I-beam shaped, and you can see right there where it fits onto there. And it's just stress cracked from too many steps onto that section. So we've got that fiberglassed up with epoxy. I've got some Profil and epoxy all over the rest of the little holes and marks and blotches here and there. But that means that this boat is now going to have to dry off before I can continue work. So I'm going to do something else for the boat, something a little bit fun. Gonna make the first cut with the brand new circular saw. Jay, thank you so much for sending that out. A huge big ups to everyone who's been hitting that wish list. You guys make my day.
Yeah, this album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And to all my peoples in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby, baby.
All right, the sun is set. The table I made is drying. I slapped that thing together pretty quick, so hopefully it turns out. Since the sun is set, I want to take an opportunity to see just how bright this thing is. When Sansi asked if they could send me out one of these lights, I asked them if they could send two, and I think they thought maybe I was a little crazy because I guess they thought, why would you ever need two of these? So I'm gonna go fire up one and just see how bright it is. Oh, that is like a sun. I can't even look at it. Okay. Yeah, so you can see the whole dinghy. Jeez. There's the sea lark over there. Lit up bright as day. Oh my god. That is insane. Alright, so yeah, it is incredibly bright. And I am going to be happy to put this thing at 45 feet up in the air so that it's not quite right in my face, because this is a bit much.
Just that one.
That one. Okay. So recording, red dot?
Red dot.
Red dot, alright. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We decided to take a little break from all the boat work, and we took out the Catalina 27 that belongs to the Vegan Vagrants, Liz and Trevor, who are currently rowing in their little dinghy right behind me. They've been working on the refit of this boat most of the winter. Now, they just kind of did little dabblings here and there, including, look at this varnish job. So this is the job they did on just their tiller, and I'm about to go do this on my boat, but look at that. It looks like candy. Oh man. I asked Trevor, and I think he pretty much did like 7 coats on this bad boy. So patience, paintbrushes, and a lot of fine grained sandpaper, and you can get something nice. And I think for a tiller, it's really important to get it really, really nice and slick, because your hand's gonna be on it all the time. So for the Sea Lark, that's what I'm gonna do, and I've got the tillers for the old dog as well, so we'll have to set up that system, and when I do, yeah, 7 coats, baby, 7 coats. In other news, we managed to stern anchor. We got the anchor out front on the bow. We got the stern line running through a hoop over there on the wall. We hoisted the mainsail for the first time on this boat today. Took a little bit. And we also got the Genoa furler out and really made the most of the light winds that we had. I cannot believe that this boat was only $2,300. This is amazing. If you guys are into this, don't do what I did. Don't get a giant boat. Just start with something simple. Little 27, 28, 29, 30 footer. Awesome. Cheap as chips, these plastic boats, and they are really, really great. A manageable amount, and I'm sure you get tired of them eventually, but like 2 foot ice ain't so bad, you know? Let's own a few boats over our lifespans instead of spending a lifespan on one boat. Of course, I have some regrets with Old Dog. That's inevitable. I think with any boat, you're gonna have some regrets. But ultimately, I am happy doing what I'm doing. But it's moments like this, with the simplicity of just bringing over a little boat and anchoring on a nice day and just going and exploring. I could be doing this right now instead of what I'm doing. And I'm sure eventually Old Dog will pay off and its dividends will be worth quite a bit, and I'll be very, very happy with it. But man, it's good to have somebody around with a 27-foot boat that we can take out. And soon I'll be that guy with my little 20-foot Sea Lark, which we will get right back to after this DeCourcy Island montage.
Does it get easier?
No. Yes. It gets easier.
Oh yeah? Look at you.
Thanks. And the more you know who you are and what you want, the less you let things upset you.
Yeah.
Alright, today's the day. Today is the day we wrap the Sea Lark project up. I know I said 3-day refit in the title, and as you can tell, it's about day 6 now. But it's under a week. I call that a win. Anyway, I think the lesson here is even the smallest boat project tends to take twice as long as you think it's going to. And even after years of experience, I'm getting on years. I'm a year and 3/4 now, building boats and working on boats. I still haven't learned that lesson, so yeah. But it doesn't matter, who cares? Today we lay on some paint and we get to see the fruit of our labors realized. Alright, well, it's been 24 hours since the last clip. I hoped I was going to be at the end of this refit, but it hasn't really turned out. I mean, from back here it looks pretty good, but you come closer and it doesn't look so good. This paint, this top coat, takes a long time to dry. This is out of my realm of expertise. This is the first time I've ever done it. I wanted to try it out on the Sea Lark before I did it on my big boat and get a real idea for it. So that's the bad news, but let me show you the good news. There's the good news. You'll notice that Outboard is not the 2-horse. I mean, the 2-horse would have been enough to get us in and out of anchorages and stuff like that, but if we get becalmed and I've got a schedule to make, 2-horse ain't gonna cut it to do a big crossing, you know, or be like motoring for a few hours. It's not so great. So the guy who works over the shipyard, his name is Simon, been really helpful to me, and he had this old really beat up 6-horse. Now it's also 2-stroke and it's also quite light, and the great thing about it is it just barely fits down that engine well, and I really wanted something that could fit down that engine well. So yeah, it's really ugly and it runs like a top, and it actually has a 12-volt charging relay, which is going to be really handy for our electronics, which we'll do on this boat eventually. It's just, yeah, it's just taking time, and I really want to get out and sail this thing, so we'll have to wait a few episodes before that. But I'll do a final part 4 and we'll finish up all the jobs I didn't finish on this boat. But next episode we're definitely going to give her a test run, as I got to see if this is actually worth it, you know, if it's really going to work out. But the best thing about that 6-horse is, of course, that it was cheap, 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 cheap. And as you'll recall, I've spent $80 on the roller furling, and I spent $0 on the hatch, $0 on the paint. I think I got the lacquer for free as well, the cedar for free, and yeah, pretty much everything else. So this outboard here was $80 as well. So all in on this refit, after buying a tank full of gas, we're sitting at exactly 200 bucks. Not bad. Wish it would have gone a little bit faster, but you know what? I'm happy. So we're gonna get able to sail this thing tomorrow. It's not totally done. There's a lot more I want to do, but you know what? It's time to test ride this thing In order to test drive this thing, we need a few more things. Mainly, we need to hang that rudder.
Daughter of Alpha Sybil. In the spring of 1986, Sybil beat Memphis with her infant daughter, son from boyfriend. Yep. Sybil's baby went along with the
So we'll get to sail this thing tomorrow, and it'll all be worth it, and eventually we'll get the electronic setup done. And can you sit? Sit down. You're very loud. Sit down. Sit. Okay, come here then. Come here. You're gonna be like this, so come here. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. No, not there. You gotta sit down in your bed. Go lay down. Lay down. Good girl, yeah. Lay down.